Hi there, welcome back to my vlog. Today I'm going to be talking about 6 tips for study abroaders, or for future study abroaders. If you're not sure you're going yet, I highly recommend it. So, number 1, I would recommend you put a lot of effort into making friends with native students. Now, this can be really hard, especially if there's a language barrier, but it's definitely worth it in the end to have friends that you feel comfortable with asking questions about, who can help you with the language, and who can really give you an insight into the culture. Number 2, pack lightly on the way there because you'll want to bring a lot of stuff home. I recommend buying things like toiletries and hair dryers and certain clothes. I recommend buying them once you're already in the country, because they'll be cheaper or the same price as in the US, and that means you won't have to carry them. And then when you're coming home, you'll want to have room for all of your souvenirs and treats for yourself and your family and friends. So you're not going to want to have a ton of stuff that you need to take back. So pack light on the way there. Be really smart with what clothes you bring. Remember that you can't bring your entire wardrobe, and you're going to have to live off of just a couple outfits for a semester or 2 if you're there for that long. Number 3, figure out your communication and technology before you go. Since this is such an important part of our lives, I recommend not waiting until you get to the country to buy chargers, converters, and figuring out what your cell phone plan is going to be. So with the converters and chargers, if you're not in North America, you're going to have different outlets that have different voltages. So you might just need a converter, or you might just need an adapter, but you also might need a converter, which will change the voltage for your devices. And as far as a cell phone plan, a lot of times the best option is to use your smartphone with only Wi-Fi, and then use a native cell phone of the country, a really cheap one that you can just load some minutes onto for whenever you really need it. Number 4, I recommend you take a lot of pictures. Now this one is kind of obvious, but it's really, really important, because even if you have memories for the rest of your life, having images to go along with them will help you remember so much more about your trip, and will really show you all of the wonderful things that you've done. You can go through your photo album at the end of the trip and just experience again everything you saw while you were abroad. Number 5, I think that it's really a good idea to take long walks through the city that you're studying in. When I first got to Granada, I would take walks that would last for about an hour and just explore the city, go all over the place until I was hopelessly lost, and then I'd find my way home. So not only did that help me with orientation of the city, but it helped me discover a lot of stores and neat art, other things that I never would have seen otherwise. And number 6, you should keep a journal while you're abroad. If your host country speaks a different language and you're doing a language program, I recommend writing your journal in that language to help you practice. Or if not, English is good too, because just like with the photo album, you'll be able to go through this diary and re-experience everything that you were feeling, re-experience all of the amazing things that you saw and learned, and it'll be a really good keepsake from your trip. So those are what I recommend you do if you are going to study abroad. Again, I highly recommend it. It's an amazing experience. So there you go, 6 tips, and I'll see you next time.